The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
A very pleasant good morning, racing fans, and welcome here to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. This week, live racing for the first time in 3 months returned to the Ben Salem Racetrack. And on the program today, Dick and I will talk about the reopen and also what the rest of the season looks like here at Parks as we continue with our Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday schedule. And of course, with the return of live racing, that means our local race of the week. Dick, what a novel idea that is. We'll have that coming up in just a little bit. Our national coverage, of course, centers on the big day up at Belmont Park. We'll have the Grade 1 Belmont Stakes, the Grade 1 Acorn, the Grade 1 Woody Stevens, and all of the action from New York as well. Hi, everybody. Keith Jones. We're just outside the paddock here in Parks, and Dick, we got the old mask action on.
We do.
And Dick, I actually think maybe you look better with the mask on.
You know, I can't argue, Keith. I don't exactly know what I look like, but you're probably right.
Yeah, well, Dick, we had the live racing return here. We're taping on Tuesday. Yesterday, Monday, the first day of live racing was back, and it was a great day.
It was a great day. I didn't get a chance to come. You were allowed in the racetrack because you actually called the races. I watched from home, and it was fun. I mean, it was just to see the horses back running on the racetrack. It's one thing to see them training. And Jamie Ness won the opener. He actually won 2, was second 3 times.
Right.
Mike Moore won a couple. It was just nice to see the people who have just been back there working for all these months and not having a chance to earn any money, get a chance to do that again.
Well, Dick, you mentioned Jamie Ness. He took the opener yesterday with the great Samurai, who rallied from off the pace up the inside to get the nod. And as the day played out, we saw a lot of horses running for off the pace to win.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the right style for, at least for opening day. Keep an eye out.
Well, Dick, right now, of course, as we mentioned last week, the people can't come out to watch the live racing action, but they can wager, they can bet. How can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can go on parksracing.com. If you haven't already downloaded the app, what used to be the old phone bet, it's modernized now. You can get there. There's so many different ways to bet, Keith. expressbet.com, nairabets.com, TVG has their app, Twin Spires. It's really all over the place. And you can get on the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Association website as well. That's the PHRA. Go to stories, and on there you can see literally anything you can bet on, anywhere you can bet, anywhere in the country. It's a great help for people that are looking for a chance for action. And that's the cool thing about horse racing.
Yeah.
Unlike other sports, you can play this from home. And I don't think people know this, Keith, but 90% of the money was bet away from the track on horse racing before the pandemic.
Right.
And of course, over the last few months, it's been 100%.
Well, Dick, one of the neat things about wagering that way is you can see what you want when you want it.
Correct. That's exactly right. And you can do it on your phone. You can do it on your laptop. I mean, you could be driving. Not while you're moving, just pull over to the side, pull out your phone and make a bet.
Well, Dick, Sal DeBunda was here, the president of the Pennsylvania Horsemen, and he was here down in the winner's circle to greet everybody, just kind of check things out. And I'm sure he was as thrilled as anybody to have a chance to get not only himself, but his horsemen back on the track.
Yeah, no doubt. Keith, look, the wait was really tough for everyone. Mike, Belezzi, and Sal were working behind the scenes. Government, I got involved in it a little bit. Government works slowly. It wasn't anything that happened. It wasn't because they didn't want it to happen faster. But you know what? What's done is done. We're back. The racing is back, and hopefully we'll just continue right on through.
Now, Dick, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the schedule for the rest of the week. We talked. We're going to have Pennsylvania to hit the races still. There's going to be no match series. Where do we stand with the cotillion of the Pennsylvania Derby?
Yeah, I don't think we know yet, Keith. One of the issues, obviously, because the horsemen weren't able to run for money for so long, I think they'd like to keep the money local as much as they can. But I think ultimately that decision will be made by management. The problem is the date for the PA Derby and Cotillion has been great in recent years.
Right.
A month or so after the Travers, 5 or 6 weeks before the Breeders' Cup. This year, with all the schedule changes, Travers August 8th, Derby September 5th, Preakness October 3rd. Where does the PA Derby fit? I'm not sure what the answer is. Maybe there's a better fit for the Cotillion, but Keith, that management's going to make that call. But it's just very, very difficult to find a good spot for it this year.
Well, Dick, we talked about the Belmont Stakes. The first leg of the Triple Crown was run this past weekend up at Belmont. And Dick, interesting to note, along with the running of the Belmont Stakes at 1 mile and 1/8, there were Derby points involved.
Yeah, there were Derby points.
Yes.
There's going to be Derby points for the Haskell and for the Travers and for the Belmont. But look, hopefully it's just a one-year thing. But
Right.
yeah, just get used to it. And I think Churchill Downs was smart because a number of the typical preps, like the Wood Memorial, was never run. Give horses, especially late developing horses, a chance to get into your big race.
Well, Dick, 'Tis the Law, we talked about him last week, ended up as the favorite. No surprise there. 4 to 5 was the price you get on the Constitution Colt. Barclay Tagg and Manny Franco. Dickie is a multiple Grade 1 winner, and he wins by daylight.
Yeah, he does. He wins big, and really, Keith, he should be undefeated. His only loss at Churchill late last November, he was very unlucky. Every race this horse runs is solid. He always gives you a big effort, and he's the only Grade 1 winner in the field.
Right.
He's won 2 of them. So yeah, on paper, he was an absolute standout.
Second choice, number 1, Tap It to win 5 to 1 for trainer Mark Cassie. He made no bones about the fact he's going to the front.
Yeah, I thought if he could come back to that race he ran last time where he shaded 140 for a mile to 16th, that's going to be good enough to give him a chance. The question on Tap It to win, Keith, was, is it too much too soon? He was off for a long time. Then he runs boom, 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 and he came back in 16 days.
'Tis the Law, 4 to 5. Let's take a look at the first leg of the Triple Crown. Here's the running of the Belmont Stakes.
The pace is honest for Tap It to Win, who heads up the backstretch in front by a length and a half. With 4 left sitting in second position. Manny Franco and 'Tis the Law are third on the outside of Longshot Jungle Runner, who's down toward the rail. The Dr. Post Pneumatic on their inside is Modernist. Farmington Road is right in behind them. 7 lengths from the front, then Max Player and Sole Volante. 46.16 was the half. The pace continues to be strong as they race for the far turn. And it is Tap It to Win and John Velasquez leading the way. With 4 left in second, and 'Tis the Law looming large. Third on the outside, just 2 lengths behind as they make their way around the turn. Then Pneumatic and Modernist is down on the inside. They're coming toward the top of the stretch here. Tap It to Win is the leader. 'Tis the Law is catching up to him on the outside second. Then it's 4 left, followed by Pneumatic. Modernist on the inside is next. And they're into the stretch of the Belmont. And 'Tis the Law has taken charge. Set down in a final furlong by Manny Franco. 'Tis the Law's got a 2-length lead. Dr. Post has moved up on the outside into second. Pneumatic is third, but it is the New York hero, 'Tis the Law, and Manny Franco to win the Belmont Stakes.
Well, Dick, 'Tis the Law delivered. He has that just off the pace style that's always so dangerous. And Dick, when he came to Tap It to Win during the top of the stretch, he just went right on by.
I thought it was his best race, Keith, because he's running down a horse who's loose on the lead in pretty quick fractions. Cruised up to him. You see Franco, I know Jerry Bailey mentioned on the broadcast, looking behind him, you know it's over. And then he just ran away from the field. Very impressive. It was this horse's best race, 100 buyer. No reason to think he won't keep going on, and that's Barclay Tagg's now personal Triple Crown. Barclay, of course, grew up in Abington, a Penn State grad, 82 years old, Keith. 17 years since Sunnyside, he's still winning, and Sakatoga Stable now has their personal Triple Crown. So a good story, good horse, and nobody at Belmont Park. It was very strange to watch.
Now, Dickie's going to need 1 race before the Kentucky Derby, and that looks like it's going to be up at Saratoga.
Yeah, every cent you get is August 8th at Travers. Now, look, he just waited 11 weeks from the Florida Derby to the Belmont, so technically he could still do that for the Kentucky Derby. I did not get a sense that they want to do that, and also that's the home area for the owners, and it's the Travers. It's a pretty big race. You really want to pass on $1 million race? Because you're probably going to be 4 to 5. Probably not.
Well, let's get to our first break. We come back here on Let's Go Racing. We're going to have our local race of the week.
Yay.
How great is that? We'll be back with that right after this. Down the back stretch, Breezy Gust going at it now with Johnny Ritt. Hide the Ransom just off those 2 on the outside.
Pennsylvania racing is back, and Wager Warriors wants to see you back in action. That's why each week we're offering a free past performance download for one of Pennsylvania's 6 racetracks. That's right, free PPs for a Pennsylvania track once a week. Get your free past performance download every week by visiting PennHorseRacing.com. Yes, racing is back in Pennsylvania. And if you want all the scoop on what's happening at the tracks, make sure you follow us on social media. It's a winner.
Racehorses are pampered.
Treated with care and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
And they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit EquistarTrainingAndBreeding.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. Dick Girardi and I just outside the paddock here in the walking ring, and pleasure to have you back as live racing has returned. This segment brought to you by Chapman Auto Group. Unless our emblem is on the back of your car or truck, you probably paid too much. Dick, our local race of the week is a first-level allowance for the Pennsylvania breds going 6 furlongs. And our man Butch Reed had a heavy favorite here. Number 2, Johnny Ritt, gets bet down to 1-2 with Frankie Pennington on board. Dick, he has been running very credibly against some very tough fields.
Indeed. You see Mischievous Alex on his lines. You see Echo Town, who was in a grade 1 in New York on Saturday. So, yeah, he's dropping down dramatically in class for Butch Reed. And he gets Frankie Pennington. All other riders are 0 for 7 on this horse. Frankie is 2 for 2.
Second choice, number 3, Breezy Gust, is 5-2 for trainer Kate DeMasi with Michael Sanchez up. Has not been out since the start in the Pennsylvania Nursery, when it did take some money and was 7-2 that day.
Yeah, ran okay. Obviously it wasn't by design that Kate wasn't running this horse. It was because you couldn't run.
Dick, when you're 1-2, you like it to be easy.
Yeah, this is not easy.
This was not easy.
No.
Here's the call of our local race this week. Down the back stretch, Breezy Gust going at it now with Johnny Ritt. Hide the Ransom just off those 2 on the outside. Good spot for Inside, who sits 4th, just better than 3 lengths off of that dueling trio up front. But about 4 to Arasif. The trailer's JW's 3rd Bishy, and the trailer is Wise Jude. The opening quarter was 21-3. They run past the 3 gates. Hide the Ransom coming up on even terms with Breezy Gust and Johnny Ritt, who's stuck down inside of that pair. Still about 3.5 to In Sight, who's trying to get rolling now from 4th. The others are well back with a quarter mile to go. It's Johnny Ritt. Johnny Ritt on the inside cuts the corner and gets a short lead. Breezy Gust trying to hold tough in between. Hide the Ransom is weakened just a bit on the outside. In Sight is racing 4th with a furlong to go. It's Johnny Ritt in front. Johnny Ritt has the lead. Hide the Ransom on the outside. Breezy Gust now back to 3rd, but Johnny Ritt has drawn clear. 1-2 the price on Johnny Ritt, who survives that pressure up front. And Johnny Ritt will come home a solid 2.5 in front. Well, Dick, Johnny Ritt was expected to show speed on the inside, but not only did he have 1 horse with him, he had 2 horses with him on the outside, so he had to deal with both of those. Turned those 2 challenges back, edged away to a clear lead, went on to win by 2 and paid $3 to win. Dick, Johnny Ritt has really developed nicely for Butch.
Yeah, it was such an impressive effort, Keith, because as you said, at no time did this horse get a moment to relax. You could see Frankie saying, you know, should I just bust in there? Should I wait? And given on the inside, he was in a tough spot. Horse showed a lot of toughness. Give him a little easier trip next time. He might win a little easier.
Well, let's get back up to Belmont Park for some more coverage of the big day. This is the Grade 1 Acorn. It's the 3-year-old fillies at a mile for a purse of $300,000. And our man Bob Baffert, a heavy favorite here. Number 1, Gamine, goes off at 3-5. She's a daughter of Into Mischief. And Dick, if you had had $1.8 million, you could have had her.
Yeah, I could have, Keith. I was the underbidder at 1.7. I just couldn't keep up at that point. I had to drop out. I felt bad about it.
Dick, 2 for 2 with the victory last time out, going 2 turns at Oaklawn Park.
Yeah, Baffert early on was saying this is his next superstar. It was a tough race at Oaklawn, but they really ran fast. I mean, a 98 buyer, so Gamine, a serious, overwhelming favorite.
Second choice, number 4, Casual, is 4-1 for trainer Steve Asmussen. She's undefeated at her 2 starts, and she will step up to a mile after winning at 7/8 last time out.
Yeah, nothing wrong with her form at all, other than the fact that she's in what Baffert calls his next superstar against.
Here's the Grade 1 Acorn.
Bob Baffert's undefeated filly Gamine leads the way and opens up here to a 2-length advantage after a half mile around the far turn in 45.28 seconds. Gamine and John Velasquez comfortably in front here by 2 as they make their way around the turn. Lucrezia running in second. Water White is third. Perfect Alibi is on the far outside and starting to pick up stride is Pleasant Orb, who's been saving ground and needs a way through as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Gamine still strong on the lead here. turning for home with a 2.5-length lead. Lucrezia comes into the stretch 3 wide. Pleasant Dorf is on the rails. Water White between those two, but Gamin's running up the score. Oh, look at this fine filly romp here. John Velasquez lets her roll at the 16th pole, and she has absolutely destroyed the Acorn Field. Oh, what a performance.
Well, Dick, we thought Tiz the Law was impressive. How impressive was this filly? She drew out, Dick, to win by not 10, not 15, but how about 18 3/4 lengths? Almost breaks the track record. $3.40 to win. And boy, was she terrific.
Yeah, this is a venerable track record. Obviously, a lot of horses have come to the Met Mile and run a mile at Belmont really fast, but missed it by 0.3 of a second. A 110 buyer, and she looked like she was worth every bit of the 1.8 million. Now, she's not Triple Crown nominated,
right,
and Baffert typically does not run fillies against colts. I know people were interested, will he run her in the Derby and all of that? I doubt it, and there would have to be a supplemental situation, and the rules are different, a little different this year, but stay tuned. Can't wait to see this filly run again. That was the best race by a 3-year-old of any sex this year.
Now, Dick, I realized the race was another furlong longer, the Belmont Stakes, but if she had run that race at the Belmont Stakes, did she crush that field too?
Tiz the Law would have been second. Yeah. That's what would have happened.
Okay, Dick, we're going to keep it up at Belmont Park. Little local flavor here. The Grade 1 Woody Stevens. It's the 3-year-old sprinters at 7/8 for a purse of $250,000. A short field, but a very competitive field. Dick, in late money, I was a little bit surprised. Number 2, Maru, ended up as the 2-to-1 favorite for trainer George Duarte. Missed by only 3/4 of a length in his 3-year-old debut off a troubled trip at Churchill.
Yeah, maybe it's the Irad Ortiz factor. I mean, he's getting bet like he can't lose. But yeah, I'm with you. I was a little surprised the horse was favored like that.
Second choice is John Service's number 3, Mischievous Alex, and Dick, a multiple Grade 3 winner. And both of those efforts in the Swale and the Gotham were very impressive.
Yeah, they were impressive, and our man Kendrick is riding. This, of course, is Chuck Beckman, Glenn Bennett, and John Service. And I talked to Chuck midweek, and he said, look, I think we've really managed this horse well, and I couldn't agree more. He's got 50 Derby points. They're hoping a good effort here gets him to the Haskell.
Grade 1 Woody Stevens. Here's to Paul.
They head up the backstretch in the Woody Stevens, presented by Claiborne Farm. It is No Parole in front now by 1.5 lengths, with Meru giving chase in second, Mischievous Alex on the outside in third. It's a break of 2 to the 2 trailers, Echo Town and Shoplifted. In the opening quarter was run in 22 1/5 seconds. And the 3-year-old colts race around the far turn. No Parole in front by a little more than a length. Mischievous Alex moving up on the outside now to take second. Meru is back running in third. There goes Shoplifted now with a move on the extreme outside. And Echo Town rallies down at the rail. It's No Parole, Mischievous Alex, and Shoplifted. The 3 of them across the track for the lead as they come for the quarter pole. The half was run in 45 seconds. No Parole is still there. Shoplifted all out on the outside. And Mischievous Alex. It is No Parole trying to hang in there for another furlong. It's No Parole getting away now. No Parole's in front by 4. Then Shoplifted, Mischievous Alex, Echo Town, and Meru. It's going to be a front-running score for No Parole in the Grade 1 Woody Stevens.
Well, Dick, not the best performance by Mischievous Alex. We'll talk about that in just a second. But number 1, No Parole, 3-to-1 for Tom Amos with Louis Saez on board. Dick, he is just quick. Athletic horse, breaks on top, gets loose on the lead, and going, wins by almost 4 at the end, pays $8.20 to win. And Dick, he only has 1 defeat. That was going long with the Rebel, and the connections say, well, we made a mistake with that. But boy, This is a fast horse.
Yeah, evenly matched field, except one horse had a huge strategic advantage. Used it, he was going, got 100 buyer. What's interesting, Mischievous Alex, yeah, he didn't have that same pop he had this other races, but his number was a 90. Same as the last race, suggesting the winner just ran too fast. And I talked to John Service the next day. He was a little disappointed. He said, look, maybe because the race came up quick, I trained him a little harder than I needed to. He said they're still going to go on to the Haskell. They want to try him 2 turns just to see what's happening.
Okay.
And he's got 50 Derby points. If he runs well in the Haskell, they'll think about Louisville. But yeah, why not give him a chance around 2 turns? See what you got.
Well, Dick, let's get to our next break. We come back. It's our Jockey and Trainer of the Week and some more terrific action from Belmont Park. Stay with us. We will be back after this.
There goes Decorated Invader now, up to challenge proven strategies for the lead.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. I have to give out the weekly award. The Jockey and Trader of the Week are brought to you by the Turning for Home program. Log into their website at turningforhome.org. And Dick, just one day under our belts, but a couple of guys had doubles. You mentioned Jamie Ness and also Trader Mike Moore. They both had 2 wins on the program here yesterday. Ruben Silvera and Luis Ocasio were on board those horses, so they both had doubles. So they are our jockeys of the week. Let's get to race recap, brought to you by Pewter Stable. Log on to their website at pewterstable.com and become an owner today. Let's go back up to Belmont Park, the Grade 1 Jaipur on the turf at 6 furlongs. Pick number 2, Alexandra, 6-year-old mare. She's the favorite at 2-1, and she is going to be rolling late.
Yeah, she comes from 5 miles behind. She needed a hot pace. The gray, our favorite pure sensation, was out there. 21:33, 43:62. You think that Alexandra got a hot pace? And here she comes with the best finisher in the sport, Joel Rosario, to get up by a neck at the wire.
Neil Drysdale, $6.50 to win the Pedine Ridge on the grass at a mile for 3-year-olds. A Grade 2 race for $1.50. Number 1, Decorated Invader, 3-5 for the guys at West Point, and they have themselves an outstanding turf horse.
Yeah, I think he's a star. Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. This horse was an incredibly unlucky 4th. I sent Terry Finley a text afterward. I said, you are going to win some big races in 2020. This was a big race. This is a big-time horse. Decorated Invader is going to win some Grade 1s very, very soon.
And here's your man, Joel Rosario again. He pays $3.20 to win. And finally, Churchill Downs for the Grade 2 Wides. Dan, 1 mile and 1/16 on the grass for $200,000. Pick number 3, Factor This, has become a monster for Brad Cox. Even money, but going to have to work for this one.
Yeah, he's been in front the whole way, but never far in front, and they keep coming in it, but he's not going to let anybody go by, Keith. This is a 10th lifetime win for Factor This. And Brad Cox is closing on 100 wins in a year where there haven't been any races. Yeah. It's unreal.
And that is his 3rd consecutive graded win. You get $4 to win on Factor This. Dick, Eye on Racing, big day at Churchill, big day up at Belmont Park. Churchill Downs, it's the Stephen Foster heading 4 graded, and up at Belmont, the Just a Game.
Yeah, and typically this is the night where it's a couple weeks after the Triple Crown or a week after. Normally they'll present the trophy to the Derby winner. Not this year, Keith. We haven't had a Derby winner yet, but Stephen Foster, always a fun night at Churchill.
One more break to get to. News and notes after this.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
Standing at Diamond B Farm in Mooresville, Pennsylvania is Flashback, sire of Eclipse champion 2-year-old filly, British Idiom. And new for 2020 is Grade 1 Man-O-War Stakes winner, Boisterous. New track record setter at Gulfstream, Social Inclusion. Grade 1 grandson of Stormcat, Talent Search. Graded placed Eastwood. And the outstanding sire, Uptown Charlie Brown. All standing at Diamond B Farm.
What does Chapman's 7 locations and 10 car brands mean to you? It means a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, all makes and models, many one-owner, low-mileage certified with miles of factory warranty remaining. Safety checked, meticulously detailed, and each come with a free Carfax report so you can buy with complete confidence at any Chapman Auto store near you. Or shop online anytime at chapmanpreowned.com.
If our emblem is not on your car or truck, you probably did pay too much.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. We're outside the paddock here in the walking ring. For our final segment, news and notes, he's Bruce Casella, Dick Girardi, Keith Jones, and Dick. One of the Derby horses we haven't talked about a whole lot is New York Traffic.
Yeah, NY Traffic has had some really solid races this year. It's John Finelli, Chuck Zackney, Glenn Bennett have a piece of that. And it looks to me like he's probably going to try to run him maybe in the Ohio or Indiana Derby. He's got Derby points already to get him to the Derby in September.
Well, we had a chance to talk to John. Here's more with New York Traffic.
Well, he's doing pretty good. We're just waiting for the timing to be right for which race to go into. We were leaning towards Ohio, but it came up a little too soon. So now we're looking at maybe the Bluegrass or Indiana, and then after that would be the Haskell if they don't work.
How's he been training?
Very, very good.
What kind of horse is he? What's he like in the mornings?
He's a type of horse that used to need it all his way, meaning like he needed the lead or couldn't be between horses, couldn't be behind horses, didn't want dirt in his face. But since Safi's been working with him, we've been putting him behind horses in the morning, putting him between horses, letting him get some dirt in his face, and he's developed into a really nice horse. He's really still learning, and the good thing is it looks like he's a late developer. He is a late foal, just like Math Wizard was, and we've seen the same progression from him. Each race he's been improving a little bit at a time, and we're just hopeful that he can just keep improving up to the Derby.
Think he's the real deal?
I hope so.
Tell us about our PA Derby winner, Math Wizard.
He had a couple, well, let's start this. He was in Dubai. We shipped him to Dubai. He was training wonderful. We were real excited about it. And then obviously like 4 days before the race, they canceled. So now we got to ship him back. He quarantined. He went back to Florida, lost some weight, needed some time to recover. We did that. He didn't run as well as we wanted, but the last 2 races we put him in, the distance wasn't right, the trip wasn't right. So, you know, making excuses, but I really think he has some excuses. If we can get him into a race, we're thinking maybe there's a race the same day as the Haskell, a stake race, 1 1/8 at Monmouth. We're leaning towards maybe something there or Saratoga.
You've had some pretty good horses the last couple years. You got to keep up the good luck, huh?
Oh, I sure hope so. It's I've been very blessed, and I hope it continues because this is my passion. I love doing it. I'm going to the sale Monday, Mid-Atlantic sale. Hopefully we get one more.
News and notes, our final segment here brought to you by the Granny Fund. Get involved with the backstretch education. You can do it with the Granny Fund. And before we sign off today, Dick, we have a big shout out we want to send out to our friend Brian Hughes, having some issues right now. We hope Brian gets back real soon.
Yeah, I really miss looking off to my left and seeing Brian, who's been a security guard here for years, watching over us during the show. Yep. Brian, we are rooting for you. Get well. We miss you.
Join us here at Parks. Let's Go Racing. Live racing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And again, check out those apps. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.